Para Pilates with Sandy Donnelly. We're using the mini stability ball, which is a squidgy ball, or just use a cushion if you don't have that. It's fine. It's just giving you that stability to maintain a certain posture. Start with side bends where you want to elongate up tall and then side bend. Try not to let the shoulder lean forward. Keep the abs engaged. So you lift up tall, side, reach. Into the windmill. It's a full range of movement here. So elongate high, side bend, twist the body, reach forward just to mobilize those hips and waist a bit more. Sweep across the floor and background again. So you're constantly pushing away from yourself, so you're stretching the body out. Nice tall posture here. Sweep across the floor, lift up nice and tall. Into a plie squat. Squeezing the ball in your hands. You're going to squeeze the ball between the two hands. Push out as you plie squat down. Transferring the ball with straight arms. So remain in that plie position. Upright posture. Keep these arms straight so they're level with the shoulders. A little stretch behind there as we pulse up and down. So you should feel that burn now in the legs. Plie oblique, so we still remain in that plie position as we stretch, reaching over the head, really stretching down the side of the body. So it's quite a powerful move. We do in Power Pilates, so it's more dynamic here. Opposite side. So you really want to feel that nice stretch all the way down the sides of the body. Really keep the abs engaged. And your legs remain in the same position. Again, we're going to transfer that ball. So if you notice, my arms are staying level, in line with the shoulders. Ball's nice and squidgy. So it's easy just to transfer and grab from one arm to the other or wherever we need to position it. Lift up nice and tall into your seated squat. So it's now a squat. By raising the arms up and down, this is optional. You'll feel a nice stretch all the way down the spine. Place the ball in between the legs. Just going to roll down and walk yourself out into a plank position. Well, we're in a pike first. Uncurl your toes into your plank. I'm just manoeuvring myself just so that the camera's got the correct angle. Curl those toes and we're just going to shift the weight forward and back. There should have been a few more of those. So the kneeling quad stretch. I can't go back very far because of my knee, so it's not necessary. You'll just feel that stretch on the quads. We're then going to transfer the ball and rotate the body, so just lean in towards the toe on either side. Okay, roll down now, all the way down. Bring your arms behind your head. You really want to use your deep core muscles to lift you up again. I'm just staying in this seated back position, keeping the back straight as we raise the arms and lower. So the ball's in between the knees now. So squeeze those legs together. So again, this just gives us that alignment, keeping ourselves in line with the ball in between. I'm just alternating. So it's like a bit of a toe tap. Then we just hinge from the knees. You just bend and straighten. Into the obliques again. We're just going to reach across to the other side of the knee. I was using one arm to start with, but you can add two arms, really reaching across that knee for more intensity. The other legs just remaining bent on the floor. Let's change sides. So reach across. You just extend that leg out as your arm goes back, so you've got that crunch in. Reach across the knee. I'm using the two arms again here. You can lift that opposite leg up into a tabletop position. You can also advance into a bicycle. Place the ball just in the small of your back. So it's like or the cushion if you're using the cushion. So you've got that lean back with a slight bit of support. So we're just leaning back, engaging the core, keeping the gap between the chin and the chest. Neck's in line with the spine. Feet remain on the floor. So we're doing around 8 repetitions of each exercise and just trying to go straight into the next exercise. So the Russian twist, so again, we've got the lean back. I'm using my elbows just to tap each side of the floor and work the obliques. You want your hands facing the opposite way. I always try and twist mine around because my wrists can hurt a little bit. You know, they're a little bit weak. So if you need to rest in between this, please feel free to do so. But you're squeezing the ball underneath the knee and just tapping, lifting up and tapping that knee. Again, you want about 8 repetitions here. Place the ball in between. So just above the feet, so the ankles. You want to bring your legs just to the outside of your torso. As you raise the bottom leg, the top leg is just rolling the ball in and out. You're on your elbows now, so you've got that more support. So you want to really feel the obliques working. The legs are your weight, your body weight, as it lifts you up and you're rolling the ball up and down. Just add a little pulse on the end there. 3, 2, and for 1. Ball in between the knee now, so squeeze those knees together as we go for the knee drop. So the hip is just rotating, so it's really good mobility for the hips. Working the obliques and the lower abs as we drop the knees down either side. It's a bit of a semicircle. It's just a nice variation of all of these exercises. So opposite side. Tapping that leg up and down, squeezing the ball underneath the knee. Try to keep those hips lifted. I can see I'm not lifted very high here. So again, cross those legs over onto your elbows. Lift that lower leg and roll the ball in. This one looks harder than it is actually. It's just quite a nice move. You want your legs to be at the other side of your body, so you don't want them straight in front of you. So lift and roll. It's a nice movement, lift and roll. You just need control because you need to roll the ball in without letting it drop. Just go for that pulse at the end. 3, 2, and for 1. Place the ball in between the knees. So we've got the hip drops here. Into a pike. Just go in your tabletop position. You're just going to pivot on your feet as you just try to drop the hips down either side. I'm not dropping down very much here. I'm slipping on the mat a little bit. Whoopsie. I can see that there. Drop those hips and the ball. I lose the ball. So again, it's all part of the fun of it, using the ball. So place the ball at the back of the knee for the glute lift. So we've got the first level of 8 repetitions here, and then we just lift it a little bit higher. So it's a bit more of a pulsing move. Then you just want to drop the knee down and bring it back. You want to constantly squeeze on that ball so you don't drop it. So it's just engaging the hamstrings and the glutes just a little bit more by having the ball in place. Side lift now. So it's the lateral raise. Again, we're squeezing on the ball. And I've got a little pulse at the end there. I always like throwing in the little pulse just to increase the intensity for the end of the move. Just swapping sides here. So again, you've got your 8 repetitions at this level, and then you bring it higher. So as you can see, my knee goes beyond the glutes then, just to work a little bit deeper. Drop the knee down and lift it up, drop it down, lift it up. You can't lift much higher because or else you're going to drop the ball from your leg. Pulse, 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 pulse. Squeeze and feel that burn out to the side, so it's like the doggy peeing. As you lift and drop the leg down, keep squeezing on that ball. Keep your abs engaged, keep the neck in line with the spine. As you're in that tabletop position, squeeze and pulse at the top of the move as we finish that one off. Going into the swan dive. I'm keeping my hands on the floor, so I just bend at the elbows and let the legs fly up behind me. So you want the ball just underneath your pelvis. Push your pelvis into the ball. As you drop your body down, lift those legs up. A little mermaid, lovely little mermaid. So you're rolling along the ball as the opposite arm just reaches across over the head. This is great for the arms because you're using your arm to pull the ball back in and control it. So this is a bit of the clam move. So place the ball in between the knees, squeeze together. You're just rotating the hips as you drop the knees down towards the floor. Almost there, guys. We're going to scissor the legs. So we roll the ball up one of the legs as we drop the opposite leg down. Try and keep the head and shoulders lifted. The ball's so light to transfer over. You can kind of grab it a bit, push it along so it rises up to as if you're walking it up towards your feet. Dropping that opposite leg down. If it's too complicated with the ball, just take the ball away and you can just scissor those legs. Moving on to the other side, so the mermaid on this side. So again, just push the ball away with your hand. Use your arm to lift you back up. Your obliques are working here as you stretch, reaching across over your head. Just create that nice long lengthening down the side of the body. Clam again. So in between the knees, hip rotates as the knees drop down. Leg drops here. So again, try to keep your shoulders, head lifted. Your arms are reaching towards your legs. You can just tap on your shins.